The question of what makes us who we are and how our individual selfhood is constructed is the main concern of psychoanalytic theory. Psychoanalysis was developed by Sigmund Freud in the early 20th century. Freud believed that forces in our unconscious drive us to behave in certain ways. We are unaware of these thoughts, but they direct how we feel and act. The individual represses many things which remain within the unconscious desires, traumas, and tensions that we do not acknowledge in everyday life because we have mentally pushed them into a place where we are not aware of them. For Freud, it is these unconscious feelings that determine our behavior, and understanding these impulses is central to our mental well being. Freud divides human mind into three parts: the ego, the superego, and the id. The ego is one's conscious self. The superego is a modifier of the id's desires, one's moral self. The id is one's instincts. Id's impulses relate to our sexual desires. This desire or libido contributes to our desire to live, what Freud calls the eros drive. Male power is related to this sexual desire through what Freud calls the phallus. A central place is given in Freudian thought to dreams, which are seen as the medium through which many of our repressed desires show themselves. Dreams are the royal road to the unconscious. A large amount of psychoanalytic therapy, therefore, is devoted to the discussion and interpretation of dreams. At the center of Freud's concern for repressed sexual desires is his idea of the Oedipus complex. The complex is named after the Greek story of Oedipus. For Freud, this story is a reflection of a process in infant development in which the male child must disassociate himself from his father and claim his own place as an individual, doing so by a process in which he desires to murder his father and become the sexual partner of his mother. In 1913, Freud's collaborator Carl Jung attempted to provide a female equivalent to the Oedipus complex. He named this the Electra Complex, after the Greek mythological character Electra, who plotted with her brother to kill their mother and stepfather for the murder of their father. In Jung's model, the girl child initially identifies with the mother but rejects this association when she realizes she has no penis. Driven by penis envy, she then attaches to her father and positions herself in competition with her mother. The Electra complex is Jung's female alternative to the Oedipus complex, in which the girl identifies with the mother but rejects this association in favor of her father in her desire for the phallus. Jung also suggests that there exists what he calls a collective unconscious, ideas and impulses inherited from our ancestors. While Freudian work stresses sexual impulses, Jungian approaches instead focus on this inherited unconscious. Sexuality thus becomes only one element in a much more complicated picture. In relation to literary studies, his idea of archetypes is particularly useful. Jung used the word archetype to describe the myths and images that reside in our unconscious. These are inherited and shape our understanding of the world. Collectively, we share this understanding, and the presence of this archetype transmits these meanings across generations, changing under the influence of social and historical context.